welcome to Carolina Varsity's 2013 look at the 3AA NCHSAA playoffs. I'm Dale Ross.
Anthony Perkins.
Jeff Miller.
And this next game that we're going to take a look at, guys, is number 9 Ashbrook, 9-3. Coach Hill's really kind of turned that program around. This is their best record, I think, in a number of years now, isn't it? And so congratulations to you, Coach Hill, making it to the second round of the playoffs. I wish you lots of luck here. You're facing a very tough team in the number 1 seed, Crest, 11-1. Last week, Ashbrook squeezed a win out over Irwin, 38-35. I think that was on an overtime field goal, right? So very tough situation. Ashbrook pulls out a big win, and then Crest defeated Hickory Ridge 38-20. Anthony, what do you think about Ashbrook Crest?
Another exciting game, I think, Dale. Crest, I've seen Crest. I've saw both teams play this year. Crest has got the better record. After an initial opening season loss to South Point, they ran the table against very good competition from the South Mountain 3A conference, or 3A, 4A conference, I believe it is.
Yep.
And then Ashbrook, of course, was in the Big South 3A, 2A, and finished up as the second place finisher in that conference, behind South Point and ahead of Hunter Huss, which, by the way, I got to see that game between them and Hunter Huss, last game of the season, battle for the bell for Gaston County and Gastonia rather, and Ashbrook, they brought it on that night and played Hunter Huss really tough. Most folks thought Ashbrook would lose last week against Irwin, because Irwin has been heralded all year long as the team that was going to win it all, in lots of places anyway. And with the high-powered passing attack that they have, it would be easy to understand that, because they ran up some big numbers this past year. However, they did have a couple of key players that weren't able to play last week because of injuries. That may have helped Ashbrook. It may not. Who knows? But this game with Ashbrook going up to Crest is going to be a good game. Ashbrook's got good athletes. They run a good offense. They can run a spread offense, or they can run a power run, just a power down your throat offense, whatever the situation calls for. Crest has got a very talented group of on offense and defense as well. There's also been a lot of communication or gossip about Ashbrook, which team's going to show up. The good team's been showing up the last couple of weeks, and I'm sure that all you Ashbrook fans hope that the good team shows up again this week. Crest always seems to Crest and Ashbrook always turns out to be a dogfight, no matter which team is supposedly the superior team. And so this game could really go either way. I would give, mainly because Crest is the home team, I would give them a slight edge. But if Ashbrook would win this game, it would be a great surprise.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yes, just like you, I've seen both teams play. Crest loves to just power run it down your throat. They use, like I said earlier, multiple running backs in the backfield, fullback and like an up back and a tailback. I mean, they do not run the option, per se, but they just love having multiple backs where they can power it down your throat. And, so far this year, it's worked for them. And, Ashbrook also, they like to, spread it around. They got a two-headed monster at quarterback. Sometimes Trey Bryce will take the snaps at quarterback, but most of the time it's Austin Mitchell. And when Bryce isn't taking snaps at quarterback, he's usually Austin Mitchell's go-to guy, down deep. And that kid's got some wheels on him. He can burn you.
So he said he's got 409 yards rushing, and he has 562 yards receiving. Just to kind of compliment your comment on them having wheels.
And that kid does. And we've also talked about earlier, okay, Crest beat Ashbrook 25-23 in week 2 of the season, and it's hard to beat a good team twice in one season. And you know, Ashbrook, they've been less of a Jekyll and Hyde team this year. They've actually been pretty consistent. And, you know, I could see Ashbrook, just like Forest U, taking down the number 1 seed in their classification. I see Ashbrook winning by another late field goal over the Crest Chargers. I could see like a 20-17 ball game, or like a 27-24 ball game, you know, however it goes. But the good team's got to show up, though.
Well, Crest, as you mentioned, likes to run the ball a lot, and on the season they've ran for just over 3,100 yards rushed for, and of course they have 2 backs over 1,000 yards. Pretty impressive stats. They don't pass the ball too much. It looks like 580 yards total passing on the season. So they've got right around 3,600 yards total offense, and from my look, Ashbrook's got about the same number of yards on offense, but Ashbrook's a little more balanced. They do throw the ball a little bit more than Crest from what I've seen, just looking at stats here. I obviously wish Coach Hill a lot of luck here. I know this is a cross-county border rival game that's been played many times in the past, so the 2 teams know each other very well. Coaches know each other. I think it's going to come down to, again, I expect this to be a close ball game. I think this is a game that Ashbrook will step up and play. They've proven, from what I've seen, they've proven in the last few weeks that they're coming to play football. So I think they're going to put their big boy pants on and play a good ball game here. I know you guys haven't caught our videos, but you know that's one of the things that I kind of say is that you know sometimes you got to put the big, you know, you're playing teams that's in big boy pants, but you know this is a situation where Ashbrook really needs to put their big boy pants on and go out and play and execute the plan that the coaches put in place. I'm confident the coaches will put a game plan in place that can win. It's going to come down to how well they execute it.
Yeah, you know, Jeff brought up a real good point too. The first game was only decided by a couple points, and it's difficult to beat the same team twice in the same year.
Oh, we've seen it already this season that we've had close teams, you know, teams play close, and then the team that lost has come back and won that second game. They have a little more extra motivation to come into, so it's going to be tough to beat Ashbrook twice. I agree with that. Yeah.
In a way, of course, I know it's real early in the playoff run, but you know, this could be a team like the team about 10 years ago that came out of nowhere and won it all.
Yeah.
And won a lot of them by last second, you know, plays in the game. What happened last week? A last second field goal and overtime.
Exactly.
So it could be history and a remaking of history here, a repetition of history.
Wow. Well.
Now, funny y'all should bring that up, because if Ashbrook advances to the 4th round, and then of course there's another team that sounds very familiar, Asheville. If they play them in the 4th round, that'd be like the same kind of script, because Ashbrook beat them 22-19 in the 2002 season to go to the state title.
Right.
Of course, they got to get by Crest first.
Exactly. You know, you can't be looking ahead at the 4th round when you're in the 2nd round.
Remember what happened last year? I mean, it was the same story. Crest, it took overtime for Crest to beat y'all, but in the playoffs, where were you? Yeah. But I think you'll show up.
There you go. So I expect a big ball game. I'm sure the atmosphere will be great. That's a great place to go watch a ball game. Of course, I'm sure if any of you Ashbrook people are watching, you already know this because you've been there. But if anybody's looking for a game in the area, it'll be a fantastic environment, I'm positive. So go enjoy the ball game. Thank you.
That's right, on time is tricky. It's tricky. It's tricky to rock around, that's right, on time is tricky. Tricky. girly. Her hair was kinda curly. Went to her house and bust her out. I